What is up, y'all? We are back off break. We, as in me, I went last. Well, if some of y'all don't know, I went back to Chicago for Thanksgiving. Well, if some of y'all don't know, I'm from Chicago. Went back for Thanksgiving. Just got back yesterday. It was a good time. I hope all y'all enjoyed y'all Thanksgiving and y'all had a safe and sound Thanksgiving, and your holiday season was everything you needed / wanted it to be. But yeah, man, we back off break, man. I'm not gonna lie to you and tell you I was watching a whole bunch of basketball while I was back. I really wasn't watching that much basketball. I was moving around too much. But coming back yesterday, I did check out the final night of the final night of group play in NBA in the NBA Cup. Some great games last night. You could tell that that the energy was on like a different level. That 500,000 people definitely out there hooping for that bread for sure. The Grizzlies Mavericks game was great. The Grizzlies Mavericks game was great. Marcus Smart needs to be reprimanded for everything he did within the last minute of that game. I thought the Warriors Nuggets game was great when it looked like the Nuggets were gonna squander it down the stretch, but they put it together, came back and won. And I think that was just a big win for the Nuggets in general because so far this season, they've definitely taken a step back. I think now, granted, I think they'll still have something to say down the stretch, but they definitely took a step back so far this season. But it looks like right now, as we move to the knockout round of the NBA Cup, we got Thunder versus Mavericks, which will be great. And I like that we're also getting rematches of the playoffs. And man, some of these games and stuff like these may be playoff matchups down the stretch and maybe a preview of what we'll see, which I think is more indicative of how the NBA Cup will work going forward than it was last year. I think last year a lot of people didn't really understand it. I don't think fans even really understood it. But even last year, I thought that the NBA Cup probably propelled the Pacers to do something that they probably wouldn't have been able to do outside of that. But we got the Thunder Mavericks rematch of the semifinals last year. We got the Rockets Warriors, the Rockets who've been playing great basketball, probably be a playoff team. I think probably will for sure be a playoff team. That could be a matchup that we see down the stretch. The Bucks Magic. Bucks have been playing much, much better. They've been figuring it out, getting it together. That could be a matchup we see down the stretch. And Knicks Hawks, who the Hawks are a very interesting team who I actually thought would be a little bit better than what they've been. But they have a really weird team, I think, in general. But I don't think that I still think the Hawks could be a team that, again, that may be a playoff series. I mean, as it stands right now, if you look at the Eastern Conference, the Knicks are 4th, the Bucks are 5th, and the Hawks are 6th. That may be a matchup that we may get in the playoffs. So I think that now we getting as far as when players understand it more and people understand it more. I think that now we getting some of the matchups that we actually may get in the playoffs and could be like a preview of NBA action down the stretch. But what I want to talk about today, I really want to talk about Nikola Jokic, right? I've tweeted this before. I actually said it on shout out my homie Scott's show. Is I think that Nikola Jokic's team, just in previous years in general, like the team that he's been, even like the team he won the championship with, I think was comparable to the 2009 Cleveland Cavaliers. I mean, everybody jumped down my throat, but there hasn't been a human being in the past, arguably ever, but in the past, however many years, the last person that won more with less was Hakeem Olajuwon in 1994. When that team featured, if I'm not mistaken, in 1994, and 93-94 Rockets, they had no All-Stars. They had nobody who made an All-NBA team, All-NBA anything, All-NBA defense, All-NBA nothing. They had nobody who won anything. I do think Otis Thorpe, who was on that team, he was an All-Star, but not the year that they won. They just had Hakeem Olajuwon. If you look at historically what Jokic has had, he's had no All-Stars, no All-NBA players, no All-Defensive players. Now, I think he's had some guys who have been at that caliber of level. Like I think KCP has been like a, borderline All-Defensive type of guy. Y'all think Jamal Murray has been more of a borderline All-Star than what I think Jamal Murray has been, which is why I actually compared that team to that team. Because if you look at Daniel Berry, what's up, man? How you feeling? But if you look at just guards in the NBA. Jamal Murray, throughout his history of, in my personal opinion, throughout Jamal Murray's NBA history, he hasn't been a top 5 guard. Mo Williams wasn't a top 5 guard either. And Mo Williams was actually an all-star the year that the Cavs won all them games and they ended up losing to the Orlando Magic, if y'all remember that squad. So if we really look at what Jokic is doing, I don't think people, even this season, I mean, the season Jokic is having, it's probably his best season so far, which is saying a lot because he didn't had some incredible seasons. And this is probably the best one. See, the man giving you over 16 games, 30, 13, and 10. What are we doing? What are we actually doing? So I just want to come on here and get a man love and say, like, yo, like literally, even if we look at this squad right here, they going this year, you supplant Christian Braun with KCP. If losing, shout out KCP. I think KCP is a really good basketball player and can add a lot to any basketball team he plays for. But if losing KCP is this much of an issue, that should show you your team wasn't that deep in the first place. As where this team stands, they are 8th, 11-8. I think they'll at some point in time at least get to a 6 seed and be able to stay out the play-in as long as they suffer no catastrophic injuries. And yes, Jamal Murray has been out the lineup. Aaron Gordon has been out the lineup. But that even is more to my point and more to my praise of Jokic, because he's been pretty much the one constant all season. You see what happens when he go off the floor. I think last night they were plus 18 with him on it. The second he go off it, it goes to hell. This isn't a great basketball team. It historically hasn't been a great basketball team. And I don't think you can find me a player comparable that has done more with less. And even Hakeem Olajuwon, you had prior All-Stars on the squad. And then next year you bring in Clyde Drexler. And granted, Sam Cassell was a rookie at that point in time. But you still bring in Sam Cassell. At least on this squad, he's not what he once used to be. But you still have former MVP, Hall of Famer Russell Westbrook. But this is the first time he has played with somebody of that caliber, and you get 35, 36-year-old Russell Westbrook. So, like I said, I just want to say, I want to give Jokic his credit because I think he gets his credit, but I think if he was American, we would really look at what he's doing and be like, hold on, bro. This is like this run that Jokic has been on over the past, let's say since 2020, maybe 2021. This run that he's been on, I would say since 2019. This run that he's been on since 2019, but really the run that he's been on since 2020, 2021 has been utterly outrageous. And I don't think it's talked about enough. And if you look at just centers in history, I don't know where we have to rank this 3-year run, 4-year run, whatever. But it's pretty high up the list of 3-4-year runs of any center that we've seen in NBA history. And again, most of those centers have probably played with more than what he's played with. I think Kareem in the mid-70s when he got traded to the Lakers before Magic Johnson was there, he had some incredible seasons. I think he won MVP one year when they didn't even make the playoffs. So I'm sure whatever run you want to put up there, that got to be up there. Shaq those 3 years, but he was playing with Kobe Bryant. That got to be up there. I'm just me thinking off the top of my head. Like, I'm not even like doing nothing no crazy research. Hakeem, obviously, mid-90s run. He got to be up there. So it's definitely some runs. But I think Jokic's run over the past 3-4 years, I think it's online with all of what those guys, especially when you look at the level of talent that he's had around him. So I'll be sure. I'll not be sure, but I'll be interested to see how this rest of this season turns out for them. And if I have to give my NBA Cup winner, just off the top of my head when I'm looking at it, I think we're going to get Thunder. I want to say Thunder Knicks. I think we'll get Thunder Knicks in the championship game. And I think we get a Knicks victory. I think we get a Knicks victory. I think we get Thunder and Knicks in the championship game in Vegas. And I think we get a Knicks victory. And, you know, I know we say many things about Adam Silver, but I think Adam Silver has knocked it out the park with this and also with the NBA play-in game. So, like I said, man, we are back. You can expect these to come as daily as I could possibly give them to you. And also, we should be doing the Hoops and Brews this weekend. For those of y'all that's been missing Hoops and Brews, we should be doing one. We're going to try to make sure that, we get back to doing that for y'all. And hopefully Clippers coverage coming soon as well. I'm not going to lie to you. They just moved to Inglewood. So I was like, wait, and I've been doing things. I was going in London and things like that. I've been traveling a lot, but I'm more central. So we're going to get back to all of that. But like I said, man, I really wanted to come on here and just tell y'all Jokic is doing something historic. And I think we should put more respect on the fact that Jokic is doing something historic. So that's been it, man. Pavy's Daily Takes. I'll highlight y'all. Until next time.